प्रभु तुमको समर्पित करते हैं, प्रभु तुमको समर्पित करते हैं अपना ये जीवन सारा। तू ही सच्चा जीवन साथी है प्रभु इस दुनिया में हमारा, प्रभु इस दुनिया में हमारा। प्रभु तुमको समर्पित करते हैं अपना ये जीवन सारा।
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So, this song really reminds us that we have to completely surrender ourselves to Baba because Baba is so loving, right? But also because Baba comes at this time, makes us belong to Him. And in no other time during the Kalpa will we get this opportunity, right? So this Murli is the Murli when there must be some ceremony happening in Madhuban where the Kumaris are being surrendered. And so it's a surrender ceremony and Baba is inspiring them, of course, appreciating what they're doing, but also Baba is reminding them what are the steps you have to take. It's like when the girl gets engaged or when the girl is about to go to in-laws, what does the father do or what does the parent do? The parent will sit with that child and explain to them that you have to do this, you have to be careful about this, you have to talk like that, right? And so I felt a little bit like this, when I was pre-reading this Murli, that Baba is kind of cautioning the Kumaris that you have taken a very courageous step and know that there will be opposition of Maya because she's also watching you. But what do you need to do in those moments and how you can protect yourself and how you can be that courageous Kali? So he's invoking the Kumaris to become Master Durga or Goddess Durga and really have that courage to move forward no matter what the situations come in front. So I request um, to show the Murli and then we can start. This Murli was originally dated on 28th of May 1970. Today is 14th of November for you, 2022. And the essence is in order to take a high jump, become light. In order to take a high jump, become light. Which ceremony is it today? What is the name of this ceremony? This is the ceremony for these Kumaris taking a decision for their life. You haven't yet taken the decision. You have yet to take it because they haven't yet the ceremony is just taking place, right? So it's not completed yet. So Baba is saying it's not complete yet, but you're about to take that step. You now have to make the agreement, then the engagement will take place. And after that, there will be the ceremony for becoming complete, right? It's like first the girl will meet the boy and then they will agree, yes, we want to be in a relationship. And then there will be engagement and then there will be the final completion ceremony, right? Amiben, can you please screen the Murli? Yeah. So Baba is saying that you have to first make this agreement, then the engagement will take place and then the ceremony for becoming complete. You're now at the first stage. You now have to make the agreement. And this is why all of you have come, is it not? Why we have come to Baba so that we can make this determination, this agreement. Have you come to take a decision for your life or not? Babdada is seeing the courage of everyone. When you maintain courage in something, together with that courage, you also have to do something else. Many things come to oppose you. The moment you maintain courage, Maya starts to oppose you. Therefore, in order to face any opposition, you have to have courage within yourself in advance. Maya can come in different forms, and especially when we start staying at Baba's home, in Baba's center, many different scenes you will witness. And in that moment, it is very important for us to maintain our courage, to maintain our bhavna, to maintain our faith, right? So Baba is saying that in order to face any opposition, you have to have courage within yourself in advance. Are all of you ready to face any situation? Now, as Baba is asking these questions and as Baba is narrating some of the signs or qualities, you can make a note of it and then ask yourself, do I have this quality? How do I answer this question? So Baba is saying, are all of you ready to face any situation? In order to pass an exam, any exam, no matter in which form it comes in front of you, if you have the practice of taking a high jump, you will be able to pass the exam. So this is the group that takes a high jump. Those of you who think that you can take a high jump, raise your hand. High jump in this case is, what is high jump in this case? What does it mean to have, to be able to jump high?
Jump high means the elevated stage. The stage
Okay.
elevated.
Anything else?
I think.
That's fine. That's good.
To overcome problems. To overcome problems
To
as soon as
overcome
they
problem.
come.
How? How? What is needed? Which quality is needed?
To remain light externally and internally.
Lightness. Okay.
Courage.
Courage is needed.
Courage.
Courage.
Okay.
Faith.
Even before faith, even before courage, even before lightness, you need faith, right? And it says leap of faith. You take high jump in faith. If I have faith, no matter where my dad throws me up, I will still come in his hands, right? And so Baba is saying, those of you who think that you can take a high jump, raise your hands. Of course, the answers, lightness and, what you said is also right. But I personally, I feel it is the faith that will allow you to maintain courage. And then when you have courage, you can actually fly, right? Baba is saying all of you are number one in maintaining courage. Tell them what it means to take a high jump. What would their first qualification be? They would experience lightness internally and externally. So somebody must have read this Murli beforehand. So that's why they said internally and externally lightness, which is also true. One is lightness of the stage internally, and the other is the lightness externally. One is internally, stage is light, and externally also the things are light. But in reality, coming from my own experience, I feel sometimes your stage is also not good, because whatever is happening around you, and of course the external is chaotic, or there is upheaval. But if you have faith that Baba has put me here, drama is benevolent. If you have faith in these things, then it's easy to overcome this. So, but Baba is saying, when you have that lightness, you are able to take a high jump. Externally, you have to come into connection with everyone. You have to come into relationship and connection with everyone. So there is lightness internally and externally. If there is lightness, you will be able to take a high jump. You have to make this group so light that they are able to mix wherever they go. So they're able to mix means they're able to harmonize, right? They're able to accommodate and adjust and cooperate and be together wherever they go. Do you have that much courage? What will happen if all these Kumaris surrender? You have to emerge from this bhatti having become such that no matter what someone is like, wherever he may be, whatever the situation may be, you should be able to face all of it. Right? Once you have put yourself in this bhatti, then there is no turning back. Now, Baba is saying you have to just face it, move with courage forward. Don't ever think of quitting or going back, right? Baba says you have to emerge from here as those who finish all problems, not that you yourself return as a problem. That means your own life is kind of now in a question mark, right? You are a problem for the center, you're a problem for the brothers and sisters. They're not like that. Baba is saying you are the one who has to finish all problems. Some are those who finish all problems, whereas others are those who become a problem. So this is also another thing. First qualification, Baba is saying that there will be lightness internally, externally. Second thing, Baba is saying that they will not be a problem, right? They will actually solve all the problems. So Baba is saying, Do not be a problem yourself, but become those who finish a problem. What name will Babdada give to this group? You are being given a name in advance of performing a task, so that you definitely perform the task according to your name. Baba says, you are the young ones who will fulfill such hopes, are you not? The seniors are the seniors, but the young ones are equal to the Father. Bade to bade, chote subhanallah, right? Like that they say. So they are the ones who are like Allah, like the Father, equal to Baba. This group is very much loved. Baba loves this group. It is one that will fulfill Baba's hopes. So the third point, am I the one who will fulfill Baba's hopes? Because of your courage, Babdada is naming this group the Shurveer group. Shurveer is the group of courageous ones. As your name, so you constantly have to perform actions in the same way as a Shurveer would. Meaning Shurveer would never run, right? Never escape, never hide, never get afraid, right? These are some of the signs of being a Shurveer. So Baba is saying you would perform actions as a Shurveer. Never be a coward. Darpuk nahi banna hai. Never show any weakness. Don't show your own weaknesses, meaning never reveal or get rid of them, actually. That's better. So you don't have any weakness. You don't have to show any weakness. So Baba is saying, have you seen the worship of Kali? Now all of you must have seen, right? Just as there is the goddess Kali, in the same way, this whole group has to become the army of Kali. The army of Kali. When each of you becomes a form of Kali, you will be able to face any problem, right? It is shown in the scripture, especially in Mahakali, the scripture when it talks about goddess Kali, that how she was born and why she was born. And there was this devil, right, whose each drop is called Raktabij, whose each drop of blood acts like a seed. And even she would cut the neck, through her sword. But still, whenever the drop of blood would fall on the ground, it would take another tens and hundreds of this devil would emerge, and she would again kill all of them, but again those drops would fall on the ground, and then tens and thousands of them would emerge. And she didn't realize until she found out that she has to collect this blood in the bowl so that it doesn't fall down. But she was the one who was able to face that problem, and she was the one who was able to overcome it, right? So Baba is saying you have to become a form of Kali and be able to face any problem. For the Kumaris especially, you must not become Shitala. That means you must not become goddess of coolness, but you must become Kali, goddess who destroys all evil. Baba used to say to Kumaris that you're not just Kumaris, but you are world mothers. And he would elevate their self-respect, and he would kind of encourage them to move forward without any fear. Because if I think of myself as a Kumari, I can have a little bit of fear. But mothers don't have fear in that way, right? And then to mothers, Baba used to say, you're not just mothers, you're Brahma Kumaris. So Baba would elevate their self-respect by saying, you are Baba's Kumaris. That means you are the ones who will reveal God, right? So in both ways, Baba used to say. And today he's saying, you just can't be very gentle and delicate and soft, not like that, but you have to become Kali also. You understand anyway in which aspect you have to become Shitala, right? When it comes to relationships and interactions with people, then of course Baba is saying you understand what you have to become, right? When you have to be gentle, when you have to be soft, and when you have to be Kali. So Baba is saying, anyway, you understand in which aspect you have to become Shitala. However, when you are on service, when you are carrying out a task, you must become the form of Kali. On the service field, different test papers can come, and so that form is very useful. If you are the form of Kali, you will never sacrifice yourself to anyone else, but you will enable many others to sacrifice themselves to you. That is to say, you will not sacrifice yourself to anyone. We have already sacrificed ourselves to Baba, right? We have offered ourselves fully to Baba. So there is nobody else for me to sacrifice myself to. And so Baba is saying, Kali is the one to whom others sacrifice, right? She is not the one who sacrifices herself, but she is the one who enables others to sacrifice themselves to the one Baba. So to enable them to sacrifice to you means that they sacrifice themselves to the one you have sacrificed yourselves to. One is O capital. That means I have sacrificed to Shiv Baba and I enable others to sacrifice to me, meaning to the one whom I have sacrificed. So it's indirectly sacrificing to Baba. If you become such a Kali, you will be able to solve the problems of many, right? Whenever deities had problem, they would go to Mahakali, no, to solve our problem, and she would be able to solve the problems. You must adopt a very strong form. This is the third sign, that one, I should have lightness. Second, I should not be a problem. Third, I should be able to make others sacrifice to the one. And then fourth, Baba is saying, your form should be very strong. So strong that no obstacle of Maya can have the courage to come in front of you. There will be success in service when Kumaris adopt the form of Kali. So you must tell all of them the qualifications needed to become Kali. You understand, right? What are the qualifications to become a Kali? I have to be very strong. I should not be afraid of anything. I should be a Shurveer, and I should face all problems, not be a problem, right? All of these are qualifications of Kali. In order for you to have a steady stage and also to be able to remove any obstacles, you must always keep two things in front of you. So then Kali is the one who also has a steady stage, right? She's not afraid, she's not fluctuating, she's very steady, and she's the one who can also then remove obstacles of others. So Baba is saying, for you to maintain this stage, you need two things. Just as you have liberation in one eye and liberation in life in other eye, in the same way, on one side, keep the drums of destruction in front of you, nagade of drums of destruction. And on the other side, keep the scenes, nazare, of your kingdom in front of you. So, nagade of destruction, drums of destruction, and on the other side, scenes of new world kingdom. You must keep both in your intellects, destruction and also establishment, the drums and also the scenes, and you will then be able to overcome any obstacles easily, because you will be in that awareness, that now this is going to finish. This is just the last bit of the scene where destruction is going to happen, establishment is taking place. So that will also give you a lot of power, just knowing that you are towards the end of the game. So Baba is saying, this group has to perform a task that no other group has done and then show it to others. You have to perform wonders. If you continue to be loving and cooperative to one another, the star of success will be visible, sparkling on your foreheads. So you have to be, in this sentence, Baba is saying, you have to be loving and cooperative so that I can be a sparkling jewel in the center of the forehead. You must not be lacking in giving love and cooperation. You must never lack in giving love and cooperation. When love and cooperation come together, there is the attainment of power. And through this power, you then attain success. If there is cooperation, if there is love, right? Impossible tasks become possible. So automatically there is success. Baba is saying, when love and cooperation come together, there is attainment of power, through which then there is attainment of success. This is why you must pay attention to both of these aspects. In your non-living images of goddesses, there is the praise of how the goddesses destroyed evil with one glance. With one glance, the goddesses destroyed evil. In the same way, you have to become an image that destroys any devilish sanskars in 1 second. This is for my own old sanskars now, my own old nature. I should have this ability to destroy them in a second. Shouldn't take me very long. You now have to check that you do not create a creation. This is a very interesting point, I felt, the way he's saying it. Listen, Baba is saying you now have to check that you do not create a creation where you have to destroy something. That means you create something and then you realize, oh, this is not good. So then you would end up destroying it. So you should not create a creation where you have to destroy something, and that you do not destroy anything where you have to create a creation. So then if I destroy something and then realize, no, now I have to do it again, and then you start creating again. So what is happening? My time, my energy, my resources, my wealth, everything is being wasted, right? So Baba is saying, do not be a master Shankar where you have to be master Brahma. You need to have the knowledge and the intellect of when you must become a master Brahma and when you must become a master Shankar. If you bring about destruction instead of creating a creation, that is wrong. And if you create a creation instead of bringing about destruction, that too is wrong. Let's say some scene you saw and you started to create waste thoughts, and then a friend of yours came and you continued with those waste thoughts. So now you created something that you will realize, oh, it's not good. So then you destroy it, right? So what is happening? My time, my energy, everything is wasting, no? So Baba is telling us that don't become Shankar where you should be Brahma, and don't become Brahma where you should be Shankar. This is wrong, Baba is saying. You have heard the story about when a wrong task was performed, how cockroaches and scorpions were created. So here too, if you create a wrong creation, instead of destroying something, then there will be scorpions and cockroaches of wasteful thinking. I don't know which story Baba is referring to in this context. If anyone knows, I would love to hear. Maybe towards the end you can share. But what it in essence means is that you would waste your thoughts, you would waste your time, you would waste your energy. And so that's like creating scorpions and cockroaches. These are insects, no, which grow in places where there is a lot of dirt, right? Where do these come? Where there is a lot of dirt, they will emerge there. So Baba is saying here too, if you create a wrong creation or where there is a lot of darkness, cockroaches will come when it's dark. So if there's darkness, then they emerge. So darkness of knowledge, there's no light of knowledge. So then these wasteful thoughts will emerge. Baba is saying you must not create any such creation that would sting you and also sting others. You must remain cautious about creating such a creation. So no wasteful thinking. Whatever task needs to be carried out at any particular time, you must just do that. If the time passes by, you will then not be able to become perfect. So this group must very quickly make the agreement and then have the engagement. To engage yourself in service at the centers is the engagement. To engage yourself in service at the centers is the engagement. So it does not mean that if I'm not a Kumari, I can't do, right? Even brothers and mothers and whoever, right? Living at household, you can still find time and resources to help at the center, right? And that would be as if you've engaged yourself in service. Then, if you receive total success in service, the third ceremony is that of becoming complete and perfect. You have to celebrate all three ceremonies very quickly and show everyone. Young ones can go a lot faster. It is the young ones that are the long lost and now found beloved children. Therefore, this group has to show this in a practical form. You do have courage, do you not? Yes, we all have courage, right? Baba is saying together with courage, you must also have new quality. Together with courage, Baba is saying you must also have enthusiasm, right? You must never be defeated, but must make yourselves become a garland and be garlanded around Baba's neck. So har khana is to be defeated and har banna is to become a garland. So never be defeated, but become a garland around Baba's neck. If you are garlanded around the neck, you will never be defeated. Whenever there is the slightest chance of your being defeated, always remember that you are those who will not be defeated, but that you are the garland around Babdada's neck. Meaning, if you feel that, this is getting out of my hand, I'm not able to see. So then Baba is saying, instantly you tell yourself that I am garland around Baba's neck. I am the embodiment of success. I am the victorious one. You remind yourself, right? And then you will not be defeated. Sister Moini always tells us that whenever there is a situation or a test paper that comes in front of you, instantly tell yourself, I'm the one who's going to pass with honors in this test. I will be passed with honors, and so immediately your self-respect rises, your enthusiasm rises, your courage, your powers emerge, right? And so you'll be able to be successful. So Baba is saying that if there is slightest chance of your being defeated, always remember that you are those who will not be defeated, but you are the garland around Babdada's neck. Birds eat small, tender leaves. They enjoy eating those leaves because they are tender, right? New leaves that emerge on the tree or plant. Insects will also eat it. Birds will also eat it because it's soft. Baba is saying, therefore, you must be careful. So these Kumaris are like new leaves, right? And so Baba is saying you have to protect yourself. Maya in the form of bird will eat you. Therefore, you must be careful. Once you have surrendered yourself to one, you must not surrender yourself to anyone else, even in thought. Thoughts can be very deceptive. What do people do to especially loved children? When the child is very, like a toddler, very small, that time they will put some black thread or black dot or something, right? They put a black dot on them. So all of you in this group also have to put a dot so that no one's bad vision is cast on you. You understand the meaning of a tilak. Just as a tilak is always applied to the forehead, in the same way, you must always maintain your stage in all the aspects that just come up. Your stage of soul consciousness, right? The tilak of soul consciousness, the awareness, the dot, that I am this point of light, that has to be maintained, Baba is saying, in all the aspects that just come up. This is the tilak for those. If your stage becomes stable in all those things, you will then receive a tilak for the kingdom. Right? If I am victorious here, then I will get the tilak there, right? What stage should you have? You know about that, do you not? This group has to remember the slogan, success is our birthright. No lack of success. Success is our birthright. You have to decorate yourself with success. In your eyes, from your mouth, and your forehead, only an embodiment of success should be visible. In your eyes, from your mouth, and your forehead, only the embodiment of success should be visible. So from my eyes, nobody should see anything but success, right? From my mouth, I shouldn't speak words of disheartenment or words of fear or words of uncertainty, words of doubt, right? But they have to be words of success. And of course, our forehead should sparkle with that lightness. Baba is saying even your thoughts should be successful. There should also be success in any task you carry out. Somebody was saying, why is Rama remembered, or why is Gandhiji remembered, or why are these people remembered? Because they became successful, no? Let's say if Gandhiji would have failed, would this satyagraha and non-violence, anything of that, would people remember? No, but because he became successful, right? So that's why they're remembered. So Baba is saying similarly, your thoughts have to be successful. Everything about you has to be successful. Only then the Pandavas would be remembered, right? Baba is saying there should also be success in any task you carry out. Success is your birthright. This is the slogan for this group. When something is put into a bhatti, a furnace, it becomes transformed. Right? Anything you put in the fire, anything, it will not return back with the same face that it went into with. So Baba is saying it becomes transformed. The youngest ones are able to show the greatest wonders. Sister Poonam was sitting in front of Baba. I don't know who the sister is, but she's the fortunate one sitting in front of Baba, and Baba is remembering her. Those in whom no one else has any hopes are the ones who fulfill Bapdada's hopes even more. This one will show wonders, Baba says. There is only one memorial of Bal Bhavan, house of the children. Memorials are always kept in a showcase, so you must always keep yourself in a showcase. If you tell yourself, I am a piece in Baba's showcase, then definitely you have to always maintain your sparkle, maintain your beauty, maintain your courage, all of that, right? Only then I can be a sample that can be kept in the showcase. If a young one shows wonders, then the names of the whole group will be glorified. Baba says, you now have to put the slogan you were just given into a practical form. What is the slogan?
Success is my birthright.
Yeah, success is my birthright, right? So Baba is saying you have to put this slogan into a practical form. Young ones have to perform big tasks and show everyone. You must get all of them to write an agreement, no matter what the reason may be, no matter what situations come in front of us. We will not sacrifice ourselves to anyone else. It's very important that even in my thoughts, I never ever should have the idea of leaving behind Baba and then catching hold of someone else, thinking he will or she will protect me, right? Baba is saying, make this agreement that no matter what the reason may be, no matter what situations come in front of us, we will not sacrifice ourselves to anyone else. This is a true, firm promise, is it not? After sowing a seed, you water it so that only then the tree becomes fruitful. In the same way, what water will you give to all those who make a promise? Baba is saying, in order to fulfill a promise, you need the company, C capital, that means company of the Father, and together with that, your own courage. In order to fulfill the promise, you need company and your own courage. You will be able to go across with both the company and the courage. So faith that Baba is with me and courage will allow him to bring thousandfold help towards me. And that is what is going to help me to keep the promise firm. You have to stamp yourself so firmly that you do not go anywhere except via Paramdham and Vaikuntha. So via Paramdham, you go into Vaikuntha. That means you don't go into Dharamraj Puri You don't go back into Kali Yuga. You don't go anywhere else but in Paramdham and then to Vaikuntha. Just as a government puts on a seal so that no one can open it, in the same way, all of you have to put on the seal of the Almighty Government. So no one has the key to my heart, right? No one has the ability to influence my intellect except for Baba. This should be my promise. Huh? Baba is saying, put the seal of the Almighty Government so nobody can touch it, nobody can open it. If anyone from this group becomes weak, Baba will receive a letter from all of them. Do you understand? Do we understand what Baba is saying? Yeah? So Baba is saying, okay, Cha Om Shanti. So that is a very, very sweet Murli, full of cautions, full of steps that I should be taking so that I can move forward no matter what the situation or circumstances are. So we will stop here, take a pause, and then perhaps share a little bit after that. We'll take a minute of silence and just remember Baba. Okay, Om Shanti, everyone. Anyone would like to share what touched your heart and what are you going to practice from this Murli?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
I always, in sports, I used to think this high jump and long jump is something, a very special skill you need. See, running race, you just run, and even hurdles and all, something you learn to practice and all. But I often found it was only the prerogative or privilege of a few who could really take on that high jump, or what we call it as long jump. And today, when you were just churning, that's why I didn't share even at that time, you were mentioning about faith and courage. I just remember when a baby is small, when it is standing up, the mother is standing down and she just pulls out her arms. The baby doesn't need any courage or anything over there. It knows, oh, my mother will catch me. Or even that feeling, it's not there. It just drops. So that's called as a biological thing which is there. But what I found is, whenever you have to face any problems or anything, suppose I don't know swimming, I'm made to stand in front of a water. Can I say I have a faith that if I go in the water, that nothing will happen to me? But I need mental preparedness to take that leap of faith. I feel I should gather my mental, my emotion and everything, bring it down, and how to confront problems and all, that, that kind of a feeling which comes from deep down and it comes over here, gives my wings, and then I fly. I was just thinking, is probably for this group which Baba was talking. Why courage? Because courage, and again, when Baba speaks of courage, I also think of bravery. In bravery, there is no pre-consciousness, but in courage, a kind of thing. I just thought I just wanted to share about this, about a high jump. Is it courage or faith? Faith is the grounding thing, but I think the mental preparedness, emotional thing, which helps me to give wings of faith, is courage. to take a high jump.
So you're saying courage is needed first before faith. Is that what you're suggesting?
Sort of.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But where will you get courage also from? Why would you have courage in that situation? Because you have faith in Gyan or you have faith in something, no? Right? It's a thing of exploration. It's interesting. Yeah. We can explore more. We can ponder a little bit more and see. But I've always found that I'm able to hold on to my courage in the situation where I'm in midst of the storm. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. Forget about baby, or that's like you said, it's kind of inborn in them. They don't even have the knowledge of fear or anything, but they have experienced so much love from the parent. And so there is that kind of awareness that they will hold me, right? And but in when you become a little bit older, and if you face a situation and you have to be courageous there, how will you emerge that courage? On basis of what will you emerge that courage? You can think about that. But
Actually,
thank you
Sister
for sharing.
Om Shanti, these two aspects, faith and courage, or courage and faith, whichever way, they are actually very closely related. I mean, that that subtle difference, because each one affects the other. If we have utmost faith in Baba and our own self, our capabilities which we have developed over a time, and for example, jumping in a swimming pool or a river, if we have done it so many times and we are very clear that whatever is said, I have done it so many times and I am a good swimmer, so then you will do it. Then there's then that kind of faith is in your own capabilities that you have practiced well, and Baba is with you, that you are very clear in the approach. So both are very closely related. If you have faith can be developed, it is
Right.
not a by birth, it's not there. We have to develop every moment, every way. We have to keep experimenting and see what is the results, and then the faith gets developed, and automatically then the courage is also required. We have the capabilities, but we are not taking initiative. If the soul doesn't have that courage to face these situations, then it will not get developed further. It will stagnate. There will be stagnancy. So both are very closely related, I think.
Right.
I
I
would
agree
also
with
like
that.
to add, Sister Om Shanti.
Mhm.
After hearing this nice discussion, I feel both faith and courage are very close, but yet they're quite different actually. Because with faith, you surrender. You know that everything is with Baba and you just don't worry about the consequences of whatever is going on around you. But with courage, you become the Kali. Okay, you are the one who actually initiates action, whether in thoughts, words, or in whichever way, to actually make a difference. And sometimes that courage is for your own self, and sometimes it is for the other people around you. And like Kali Ma was, taking that every drop of blood, etc. So some people may have 100% faith and yet not as much courage. And it is a uniqueness in the soul if you can have both. This is what I would think. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. I think rightly said. When I want to go on a stage, I need a courage to come out of that screen and walk to the front. But it's faith which stamps on my courage and says, stand there, you can do it. Somebody rightly said, both are absolutely needed. Thank you.
Shanti. I found a few points today that can actually make me jump. That is how I can remain light. One is not to create waste thoughts because they'll make me heavy. Unnecessary thoughts, wasteful thoughts, which are not required for that point in time, would eventually distract me, take me away from there. So I would not eventually be able to come out of that problem or take a leap towards success. One. The second thing was having courage and enthusiasm. They create an aura within myself so that I can overcome a problem. So I don't know, I should call that sense of lightness, because I don't know where am I going with such energy and enthusiasm within me. Definitely I should be moving towards success. The third one is love and cooperation with everyone, because there I receive lots of blessings and companionship. And next, the faith that success is my birthright. So again, unknown thread which will take me directly towards success.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, just one point I would like to share with everyone, that today's Murli is actually a recipe for success, how to be successful. So Baba speaks about the thoughts, words, and actions. Everything should be symbolizing the state of victory or the success. What should we have thoughts that success is our birthright? Second is our eyes, mouth, and forehead. Our body language also should be reflecting success, and more so externally, more than the externally, the internally. That what lightness Baba has spoken about is actually the success. Light of success has to radiate from my thoughts, words, and actions internally also. And how we should think that we are the memorials, and memorials are already achieved success. That's why they are memorials. So keep that stage in a showcase. Let's keep that stage of being a memorial in the showcase, so that basically showcase means cut off from the negative वाइब्रेशंस नकारात्मक वृत्तियों से अपने आप को सेफ रखना है, isolate रखना है, so that we don't get any contaminants and we are pure, in that embodiment of success stage. And then finally Baba says agreement. What is a constant agreement with Baba and with my own self, what I have made, my Uddesh. I should never forget that. And the faith that Baba is with me, that company, Baba says, company and courage. I think the faith is that Baba is with me with thousand arms, and the courage is always there, because if I don't take courage, who will do it? I am a memorial, I am in a showcase. And finally, Baba says stamp. Put a stamp means envelope which has got a stamp cannot go anywhere else. If it is marked personal and confidential, it will go only to that person, and only that person is authorized to open it. So the stamp is that I go to Paramdham and Vaikuntha and nowhere else in my thoughts and my vision. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, the brother just summarized the Murli beautifully, right? So we pick whatever we like and then we practice that whole day today. Whatever touched your heart, just keep reminding yourself that this is Baba's hope in me, and I want to glorify the Father in every which way possible, right? Baba
Sister,
said in one of the Murlis.
Yeah.
Huh?
Somebody has just put a chat in the chat box. That is also very important point. Where we have to be Master Shankar and where we need to be Master Brahma. Just
Yes. Yeah.
Om Shanti, sister. This concept of Kali, Baba says one more thing which he gives if you want to cross a problem. I don't know, from young, I often used to fear the protruding tongue, eyes popping out, and that kind of fear in a thing where all the weapons around her and the drinking of blood and below her leg to see a thing. It really used to frighten me a lot. And it's that fear of God. They say if you don't do this, God will cut your hand. ऐसा नहीं होगा तो आपको ये punishment रहेगा. So for me, that concept of Kali or concept of God was always a punishment. It's only when I took the knowledge, when I found him as an ocean of love and ocean of this. So when Baba often mentions Kali, the concept, I just used to think, what is it? Then I just went to find out Kali is nothing but just the feminine form of Shiva, a kind of thing when he goes into egoism, then she takes a shape and shows that it's not Shiva alone, but Shakti. But still in today's Murli, when Baba mentions about Kali, that concept is still not grounded in my mind, that to cross over a problem, I have to become a Kali. I don't know, a sort of it's grounded in me. So I would become rather a Shitala, rather have the patience to look through the other persons. But Baba is saying, if you're Shitala, Kumari, innocent, they will not sacrifice. So it's a kind of thing I'll have to churn. Om Shanti.
In one of
No.
the older Avyakt Murlis, which we did of 1969, Baba has very beautifully explained this, that you have to be a Kali and the Parvati or Lakshmi or, the other forms of the sweetness of the goddesses at the same time, loving and powerful. And that metamorphosis is what is relevant, that you should be able to transit into any mode depending on the situation. Om Shanti.
Yeah, I
So-
agree with you, sister. Kali is the most misunderstood goddess. In fact, I feel that was such a role given to her. And I understood each. How did that blood come? Why was the tongue protruded? I later read these stories and I said, oh, this is just a kind of a fixing given at one particular thing which Parvati did. And then that image was created for her. I later understood her role, but I'm just saying that picture really confronts me.
No, actually, sister, don't go into the imagery of it, but maybe I would suggest study the history of Mama's book, Adi Devi, or something like that. And in that, it is very clear. Mama was absolutely beautiful, very, very attractive, very pure and very divine in nature, full of knowledge, full of so many different qualities. But anyone who would come in front of her would never be able to cast any other vision except that she's a mother. And how did that happen? And Baba explained one time that you can't be just very sweet and loving and, not like that. You have to be form of power also. When I first came in USA, I remember I had to walk from my apartment to my lab, and it used to get dark here when it's winter. At 4 p.m., it's like dark, and so I used to be frightened and scared to walk from that, even though it was just like 10 minutes walk. And so I talked with one of the sisters in Pune, and she said, well, where is your Kali form? Where is your Shakti form? You are the Shakti. Whoever comes in front of you should see you as a Shakti, and not that you get afraid of them or anything like that. And I actually practiced it. So Kali is really just an image of Shakti, form of power. And so Baba is saying you have to be powerful. You can't just be weak and very sweet and very cool about everything. No, you have to showcase your form of power as well when needed. So Baba said you should know where to be goddess of coolness and where should be goddess of power, where you should be a mother and where you should be a Shakti form. You have to understand that difference. But study Mama's book, Mama's history, Mama's stories will really reveal how she became Mama. Okay, so maybe we can stop here. Rakhi Ben, is that okay?
Yes, Tina Ben.
Okay.
We just have a few minutes of silence and meditation if that works for you, Tina Ben, before we close.
Yeah. Mhm.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Tina
Om
Ben.
Shanti, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. And we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Thank you, sister.